Ahoy! I'm the comic book hunter, also known as just Hunter, and this week I'm alone. Kind of. Going to be for the most part. Maybe not the most part of this episode, but I am alone for the first little bit of a hero story this week. Our schedules for the other hosts did not line up whatsoever. So here I am. I am still available this evening to record, so I decided may as well just do it. I mean, this was what I wanted to do this week. We got like the Spider-Man trailer, all the rumors that we got to talk about. We got some comics of the week. We have Thor number 16, United States of Captain America number 3, The Amazing Spider number 72, and I just realized my DC comics aren't on me right now, but I think it's Robin number 5 and Superman Son of Kal-El number 2 that I'll be talking about. I do have a little bit of plans for this episode to kind of keep everyone entertained. Drew Dennis, who was on the show a little while ago, messaged me after I posted on a hero story saying, hey man, I could help you review the comics, I could help you do the news of the week, anything like that, count me in. So he's going to join me for a little bit later on in the episode. I also had Sean, who's been on the show before. He's the peacemaker of a hero story, who also messaged me. He also seemed a little interested, but he is in class at the moment during when I'm recording, which he just told me now as I hit record. So I'm guessing he's going to make a cameo at one point. I sent him the link to the call. I don't know when he's going to join, but he said it's just going to be a cameo. So I asked a hero story on Instagram to send just me some questions or some topics that I could talk about. And from there, I'm going to talk about it. If you're listening on audio, you just heard me drink something because I don't want to edit the audio because it's kind of difficult for me. And Harper, who may be listening right now, I know there's an easy way of doing it, but yeah, I'm not going to do it. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you may notice some cuts here and there just to make it flow a bit more naturally. If you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, SoundCloud, you may hear a few awkward pauses or me like taking a sip of a coffee or something or water. And I'm just going to leave that in. This is the Snyder cut for this episode. But if you want the theatrical version, check it out on YouTube because then you'll see more visuals anyways. So I'm going through a Hero Stories Instagram at the questions people are asking. This is my first time reading these questions too, so I haven't actually prepared for this episode, apparently. So first off, Comic Book Hunter asks, give a review on Hulk 2003. So last night I watched Hulk 2003 for the first time, I think since 2003. I think I might have saw it in theaters in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember seeing this movie in theaters, but I don't remember much of it. So last night, for whatever reason, I decided to rewatch it. It's not good. It's not good at all. So it's just very unlikable. The characters in that movie are extremely unlikable. No one really has clear motives. It's kind of hard to understand what's going on outside the Hulk scenes. There are only 4, maybe 3 Hulk scenes. I think 4 Hulk scenes in the whole thing. And the first time that Bruce Banner actually becomes Hulk, I checked the time, was 46 minutes into the movie. So the first 46 movie of a 2-hour and 5-minute movie is just a lot of Bruce Banner and General Ross and Betty kind of arguing over different chemical formulas and gamma radiation. And I'm somewhat of a scientist myself, but it's still kind of hard to follow the actual plot of what's going on. There's a lot of flashbacks that they don't tell the whole story until the end, and even then it's not that satisfying of a conclusion to this flashback story that they kept getting hints of. Bruce Banner, I don't get what he was going for the whole time. Like, I liked him as the Hulk. The Hulk's very entertaining. The CGI is extremely good for 2003 for the Hulk scenes, at least. I mean, it's not good, but for the year, it's pretty impressive. But Bruce Banner, he's very unlikable. My point, I watched this in the middle of the night too for some reason. But my point of view for Bruce Banner's story arc is that he's no longer dating Betty Ross, right? Yeah. He is a little lonely. He's a little angry, of course. And he's a scientist who's trying to get a chemical breakthrough with gamma radiation, but doesn't get it until it's used on himself by mistake. But I don't know what he was going for. Was he going for because he got Hulk in the end? Was that his goal? Because his father's in it. I think his father plays like a villain, but only in the end, really. He becomes, I think, the Absorbing Man is what they call him. He's essentially a character that can absorb things. So like power, radiation, metal at one point. He only does something at the end. He like turns into like a water monster and then he turns into like a ground monster. But this whole thing is he's trying to get Hulk's power. So the endings. This is a spoiler review for Hulk 2003. Just warning. Hold on, I'm gonna. So the ending scene has them fighting, and Hulk and the Absorbing Man, I think. And the Absorbing Man's like, "Give me all your power." And so Hulk's inner Bruce Banner comes up, who Bruce Banner doesn't want to be Hulk; he considers it a curse. So he yells, "Take all of it!" And so the Absorbing Man takes all of it, and he's like, "Oh no, it's too much," and blows up, I guess. And everyone thinks the Hulk's dead. But then it goes 1 year later and turns out he's alive. He's just living in the jungles in a different country, like the Amazon. And he's trying to not be Hulk, but then some guys come and take medicine from innocent people and he becomes Hulk. Wow. This is kind of like the Avengers. Like Hulk was in like a rainforest type area helping people with medicine. Wow. Okay, never mind. This movie's really good now. So the one thing that I love about this movie is I can't even think of a joke there. It's not that good. It's just a very boring and long movie, and you wait for those Hulk scenes. But the first few, although it's entertaining in a way because you just see Hulk breaking things, it's short for the most part, except for the last one's, or sorry, the third one out of four is very long. He's Hulk for a long, like 10, 15 minutes or so. So that's entertaining in a sense that it's so bad it's good, because they filmed this movie like it's a comic book. So kind of like Spider-Verse in a way, but it works for Spider-Verse because it's more modern, it's animated as well. So the way things are shot, like if two characters are talking, the screen will like split in half and it'll be like they're in different panels talking. Or if there's a long shot of a bunch of military vehicles driving into the area, there'll be several panels of them on the screen of them driving in the area. I get why maybe in the pitch meeting that might have been a good idea, but it does not work for live action at all. It's very cheesy. It seems like the whole movie is made on like iMovie using different filters. It could have been in the end, but it's just it makes for very strange scenes. So at the end, well, not the end, in one of the final fights, there's the unlikable character who looks like Chris Evans to me. And he starts yelling at Hulk. He wants a sample of Hulk. He's like the angry scientist. And so he's trying to get a sample of Hulk, but then Hulk ends up breaking something that blows up around him. So this guy dies in an explosion, but instead of being like this huge moment, he jumps like, and it freeze frames and outlines him like he's in a comic book, and it freezes there for like 2 solid seconds before continuing. It just takes you way out of the movie. It's hilarious, but I don't think funny is what they're going for there. I mean, I recommend watching it for sure. It's definitely, it's a Hulk movie, and now that the multiverse is in the MCU, maybe we'll see this guy again. Actually, I don't recognize the actor that played Bruce Banner. Let's look at the cast. Hulk 2003. I wonder if this guy is still acting. Eric Bana played the Hulk. What else? Wait, I recognize you now in your modern posters. He was in something last year called The Dry. 45 different movies. Jeez. He's in a lot of 2000s movies, like early 2000s. Troy, The Time Traveler's Wife, Chopper, Deliver Us from Evil. But The Dry, he was in something called The Dry just last year. It's on Apple TV. It's an Australian film. Harper, you could be a Hulk 2003 fan. Australia, that's where you're from. Oh wow, I recognize him in all these posters now. Finest Hours, Deadfall, Finding Nemo, Star Trek. This guy's a way big. I thought this guy wasn't that big of an actor, but he's in a lot of big movies and a lot of not big movies. Well, there you go. Eric Bana, best Hulk. Is he better than Ruffalo? Probably not, but I mean, it doesn't mean we might not see him again in the multiverse. Imagine if 2003 Hulk came into one of the MCU movies and he's still animated like he was in 2003, which is actually terrifying because he looks kind of more like a monster than a man. Like his eyes are very large and his skin is very smooth. Like there's not much detail on it. He also is way taller than the other live action Hulks. Like he is the size of a house sometimes. The way they do is like when he gets angrier, he grows more. So there's scenes where he's like he looks like the Hulk, and then he gets shot at, and then he grows like the size of a tree. Well, not really, like a small tree, like the one of those trees that you see in like new neighborhoods that are like grow a bit bigger than that. The size of your average, I was gonna say your average urban area trees, but depends where you live. Okay, think of a tree that's like, okay, I'm just gonna say he's like 10 feet tall. No, it's like regular Hulk, isn't he? 15 feet. That's my Hulk 2003 review. That took way longer than I thought. I thought I'd just make a joke about it in the end, but I just talked about that for about 10 minutes straight. So there you go. Hulk 2003. Do I recommend it? No, but I still say you should watch it for the comic filming aspect that I was just talking about. If you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, don't watch it again. It does not hold up. Look up like the Hulk versus military scene on YouTube. That's all you need. Okay, next question. Superhero Fix says top 5 Invincible characters or top 3. I'll do top 3. 3, Alan the Alien. 2, Omni-Man. I'm talking comics here. Omni-Man is such a good character when you're like halfway and near the end of the Invincible run. And number 1, Invincible, Mark Grayson. If I had to add 2 more on there, I would go Adam, Eve, and Robot. Just Robot. He becomes, I won't spoil for the show watchers, but my God, what a character. Comic Book Prime just commented saying Titan season 3. Okay, cool. I don't watch it. Sorry, man. Let's see if I could find some decent questions. Not Doc Gibbs asks, who would you have take over the Batman mantle? Like if Bruce retired, I honestly think Damian, if he was like at that age and strength. I think Damian is the only Robin that actually wants it. I mean, Tim would be probably the perfect Batman, but I could see Tim not wanting to be Batman in the end. I think Damian, like, he really wants it. So Damian Wayne is my answer. Hold on. Okay. Comic Rebirth, not Harper. The Comic Rebirth asks, your favorite superhero movie doesn't need to be Marvel or DC related. Well, I have Spider-Verse is my number 1, but if I were to go live action, either Captain America the Winter Soldier, Spider-Man 2, or Batman v Superman. He also asked your dream writer and artist for an Aquaman book and your Aquaman indication for a new reader, also known as me. Excited to see Hunter's solo episode. Hopefully we have some backstory explanation. Backstory to like me? Well, for dream writer and artist, honestly, Aquaman doesn't even have a run at the moment. So I thought that. I think Jorge Jimenez. I said his name wrong. I'm sorry. Jorge would be amazing on Aquaman. I could just see him doing like the Atlantis alone. Like he can make Atlantis just shine. As far as writer goes, Aquaman for the past few years, when he's had a writer, has been pretty decent. Since for the past like 10 years, he's had a decent run. So I've been satisfied with everyone that's kind of been on Aquaman. I don't know if I were to pick Donny Cates, maybe. No, Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron would be my pick because he did a lot to the world of Thor and Asgard. So I think he could really build on Atlantis and just the ocean of DC Universe in general. Jason Aaron, even though he's a Marvel writer at the moment, but if he were to come to DC, I'd love to see him on Aquaman. Nate G asks, what are your top 3 recommendations for someone who has never read a comic? Well, I get asked probably every week on Comic Book Hunter, hey, I want to get into comics. Where do I start? And I always ask with a question. What character or team do you want to read? And from there, I go from there. So if someone says, I want to read Batman, I say, well, you can either start, if you want to read like the best stories, your best bet is to look up the best stories. And you'll end up finding things like Hush, Killing Joke, No Man Land, Court of Owls. someone's like, no, I want to read like a full run, I usually say Scott Snyder's the best new reader friendly, because it was during a time where DC was trying to do a reboot. So Court of Owls is your best bet. If this person just wants to get into comics and they've never read a comic, New 52 for DC is best, because that was meant for new readers. It's one of the reasons I got into comics was New 52. If they want to get to Marvel, again, ask what their favorite character is. Ultimate Spider-Man is perfect for new readers, because you don't need to read anything to get into that. You just read Ultimate Spider-Man. There, it's kind of depends on what character they like, and then you just recommend them a good run. So if they like Avengers, maybe you recommend New Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis. Or if they want to read today's comics, Avengers, give them Avengers by Jason Aaron, and just maybe be like, hey, these characters might act a little different than they do in other runs, but if you get to those. But I think Jason Aaron's Avengers run isn't bad. It's just not for everyone. Chris.Espinett, I think I pronounced that right, asks, if you're doing this episode solo, would you maybe consider doing a live stream? Well, I should have read these questions before doing this, because yeah, sure, sounds great, man. I'm already recording though, and it's not live, so oops. Metro 2 the sequel asks, what are some key components to a good Spidey story? I'm making a fan film and this would help. Oh, cool. If you're making a fan film, if it's a full-length film, focus a lot on Peter Parker and his guilt. That is my recommendation for someone that isn't making a fan film. It's just a Spider-Man fan, a comic fan. But I think that's what like Gavin's doing with Spider-Man Lotus. He's focusing a lot on just like the emotional aspect of Peter Parker over Spider-Man, which obviously I don't know. I probably know as much as everyone else here for Lotus, but although Gavin's a friend of mine, I've talked to Gavin for years, but like I don't have any insider information on what he's doing. That's just my point of view from what I've seen so far. But I think that really makes you stand out from like today's Spider-Man stories, where it's a lot of Spider-Man and Peter Parker acting funny and awkward. But if you focus on like his guilt of like his parents and Uncle Ben, they're dead. If you're in this area where Gwen Stacy's dead, you can focus on that and still keep Spider-Man all happy. But Peter Parker, you know, in the end, when he takes off that mask, he's that kid that lost so many people, or adult, depending on the age you're doing. But again, like if you're doing like a short fan film, if you actually go to my YouTube channel, Comic Book Hunter, about 2 years ago, I used to make Batman fan videos, but they weren't movies. They were like 3-minute, 4-minute fight scenes that I would do with some cosplay friends of mine. And if you're doing something like that, I would say focus mostly on Spider-Man, not more so Peter Parker. If it's like under 10 minutes, because then do some fight scenes, do some action, because that's always entertaining. Good question though. I've never really talked about that before. That's a cool question. B Wools, I talk to you often. I don't know how to say your name, man. B Wool C8, I think, says comic books you used to like or heard a lot of hype that you read and don't like anymore and didn't like. So comic books that a lot of people love that I read and didn't really like that much. I kind of just like comic books. I'm trying to think if there's any runs that I didn't think were all that. I have some comics on my floor right now. That's why I'm looking down. Infinite Frontier I'm really enjoying, but I don't think it's like the greatest event ever made that some people are saying. Just runs in general. Have I ever been disappointed by a run that everyone loved? Oh, yes, I have. Okay. Captain America by Ed Brubaker. Great comic. I read the first 30 issues. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever, though. Like I read The Winter Soldier, for example, which is like the big Ed Brubaker story when he was getting into Captain America. And, you know, Bucky Barnes is back. It got a movie. But I didn't think it was that incredible. Maybe at the time, like if I was reading this in 2006 as they were coming out, and oh my God, Bucky Barnes is back. That would have been insane. But from someone who knew that twist and reading it, I still thought it was good. It was well written, but I didn't. Maybe I'm just not that big of a Cap fan as I think I am. I love Captain America, but I found he was written very angrily during this. Like he's an angry character, and my Captain America perspective is like reading a solo run from like 2015 on, and him appearing in other comics like the Avengers. where he's not that angry. But in his Ed Brubaker run, he is just full of rage. And I've been like, I understand these comics were written a little soon after 9/11. So Captain America, America isn't in a good place. So of course, Captain America shouldn't be in a perfect, cheery place either. But he's definitely not a Boy Scout in these. And I just wasn't expecting that. So although I enjoyed the comic, I probably didn't enjoy it as much as everyone else did. I guess I were to say another one, Kingdom Come, I gave 9 out of 10. It says 10 out of 10. And everyone else says it's 10 out of 10. But, it's amazing. But now, because I got, we got like maybe 100 questions here. Probably not accurate, but we have a lot here. So I'm going to go over these ones. Some people are just saying things. Like Pedro Santana Raldeo says indie comics. Is that a question? Is that a demand? Yeah, indie comics. Mike Hansford says, which DC or Marvel character do you think enjoys Timmy's on a regular basis? Hey, I'm drinking Tim Hortons coffee right now. My answer would be Deadpool, Wolverine for Marvel because they're Canadian, and I think Deadpool would have like a lot of like comedic respect to Tim Hortons, while Wolverine, he needs that in the morning. For DC, Batman. I mean, he's already a coffee drinker. I think he'd enjoy Tim Hortons coffee. Saint _Paul _ says, if you could pick one character to get an ongoing, who would it be? Aquaman. The Aquaman or Captain America. If I were to think like characters that don't often have ongoings, I would say Aquaman's like, I think Loki could actually hold, like he's had ongoings before. He's had miniseries, but I think right now, today, if he got an ongoing, people will buy that. I mean, he's appearing a lot in like Valkyries and things like that, and Thor, but I think an ongoing of Loki would be pretty cool. I buy that. Well, depending on the writer and artist, but I'd likely buy that. Fred Talks Comics asks, how do you feel about all the recent news on Substack? Would you consider supporting projects? What's Substack? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. Substack. Start a paid newsletter. I don't know if I'm reading what you think I'm supposed to be looking at. Substack is a place for independent writing. Start a newsletter, build your community, make money from subscriptions. Publishing is free with no limits. We only make money when you do. What is this? Is this what you... Fred Talks Comics. Am I supposed to be reading this, or is this like a comic book? I thought Substack would be like a villain or like a new hero announced, but now I'm reading about... I don't know if this is what you meant, but this is interesting. Who writes on Substack? Substack is home to writers of every size and shape. Whether you're writing about parenting, philosophy, or a long word, you're in good company. You're in charge. Your email list is your community. When you start a Substack, you get your own email list, a website for all your posts, community features, audio, videos, images, gifts, and more. Interesting. Okay. I'll do Substack comic in case it was a comic question. Bleeding Cool says Jonathan Hickman's 3W3M Substack comics began publishing. Forbidding comic careers. What? Okay, I sorry, Fred Talks Comics. I don't know what you mean by Substack. I don't know if I was reading the right thing or not, but sounds cool if it was the right thing, but I'll look into that maybe when I'm not recording a podcast. Chris.S. Spinnet. I think I already got your question. You asked another question though. 3 reasons Zdarsky's plans after Daredevil 36, such as big event miniseries or new Daredevil title. I think the title's gonna maybe get a name change, like Daredevil's, and focus on Matt and Elektra. But what I want is it to split into 2 titles. You have Daredevil Elektra, Daredevil Murdoch, and go from there. That's what I want versus what I think. Spideypedia asks, what was it like interning at Marvel? Oh, I'll tell this story. So I mentioned before that I interned at Marvel. I was not a writer. I was not an artist. I was interning actually as a marketing intern for Marvel. Basically how it happened about 2 years ago, I was in college for radio and television. I was like, I'm gonna be Clark Kent. I'm gonna be a reporter. I got this. So I went to school to be a reporter. And at the end of your second year to graduate, you have to do a 4-month intern anywhere, just anywhere they'll take you that has like the skills of a reporter would use. So everyone's like in my class is going to like news stations and sports stations and all sorts of stuff. But as I went through the course, I kind of realized, although I found reporting entertaining, it wasn't something that I really wanted to do as like a career for the rest of my life. So I thought, what else, what other skills have I learned that I could intern at? I love comic books, so I'm gonna look at Marvel and DC. And so I went to DC and applied to a few places at DC. I went to Marvel, applied to several places at Marvel, and I got contacted by one person for the marketing team for Marvel. And turns out in my city that I'm in, which is Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, we had Marvel coming by during the fall of that year, and they're doing their Marvel Universe of Superheroes, which is like a kind of like a museum for Marvel comics, MCU, animation, like just Marvel in general. And they're like, we'll do an interview for you for this, although it's not really your expertise for like schooling. We'll talk. So I did a phone interview. After that, I did another phone interview, and after that, I did a real interview. And that real interview was like an hour long. And then I got hired for Marvel Universe of Superhero. Well, like I got hired for Marvel, but I was working at like a different office building because Marvel doesn't have an office here in Edmonton. So basically what I did was I had to focus on like Photoshop and social media and getting the word out that, hey, Marvel's coming to our city, get ready, kind of thing. So I had to design a lot of things that involve like Spider-Man and Thor and Captain Marvel and Captain America and all that, and get a lot of people like hyped about Marvel, which, you know, everywhere you go, people are excited for Marvel. So that was fun. That was pretty easy. We had events happening where we had like the actors who played the Disneyland actors that played Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Black Widow. They came and they like, I helped them out, like set up locations. Like, you guys are gonna go here and you're just gonna bring the hype in your suits and everything. The Iron Man suit, by the way, the Disneyland Iron Man suit, not the one that they have right now for like Avengers HQ, but before that, I think they had the one that he wears in Avengers. I don't know the exact mark that is, but without the damage. It's just very shiny and it looks so cool. It took like an hour for him to like get in it, like 45 minutes. I was like his assistant for during the events, but that was fun. And yeah, and then I helped open the whole kind of museum of Marvel, and it's so cool. They have like copies of Fantastic Four #1, Marvel Comics #1, Amazing Fantasy 15. They have giant murals towards Daredevil and Punisher. They have all like a ton of the MCU suits on display right there, where you can see it. The little stories were told about them. Like before it opened, like a week before it opened, I was able to go in and check it out for myself. And I talked to the people that kind of run the place. So I got to learn a ton of like little insider stories that I could then tell guests when I'm just in there hanging out. So like Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit, we had the Civil War suit on display. So the one with like the webbing that's popped out that they didn't actually use, they CGI'd it. But the fingertips, they have little rips in it. So that's because Tom kept like trying to do his own stunts or something on like concrete. He kept like doing cartwheels and stuff on concrete, and it was ripping the actual like sewing in the suit. So it's just a ton of cool little stories, and it's such a cool area. Like the Doctor Strange area was like a mirror maze. It's like you're in the realm of mirrors. I said that wrong, but yeah, it was a really cool job where every day I would go in and I would make like Photoshop different posters and like post about Marvel and talk about Marvel all day long. And then whenever I wanted, when I have free time, whenever I wanted, I just go into the museum, walk around. Like I would, and even then the people there, they're just like, oh, because when right before we open, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be in there every day. And they're like, oh no, you're gonna do that, you're gonna say that, but in a month from now, it's gonna get so old. It wasn't old. I went there every day, pretty much. It's just so cool to see. I read every word there so many times. It's so neat. And I highly just look up Marvel Universe of Superheroes and go to like Google Images, or I think they have a website that I kind of worked on. You can see images there of what it's like, just like the museum aspect. So it's very cool. I did apply to work for comics because that's what I wanted to do in the end, but they were the only place that replied. And hey, it's an internship at Marvel technically. So yeah, I'm gonna take that. Even though it's not making the comics, it's still just an internship. So I wasn't paid for it, but it's a job where you get to talk about comics and make things about comics every day. And that's what I want to do in the end. So yeah, that's the story. Trade Up Pash asks, hey Hunter, read any of the Daredevil Epic collects in his Daredevil binge? By Epic Collections, do you mean like the trade paperbacks? Because if so, I have all of Bendis's, all of Brian Brubaker's, and yeah, that's it. Then I have the omnibuses for the other one. So I have the Stanley omnibus. Oh, sorry, Frank Miller's as well. I have the Stanley omnibus. I have all the Mark Waid omnibuses, and so on and so forth. Ultimate underscore webhead underscore asks, if you could create a new lantern color, what would it be? I don't know. I don't have an answer for you there. I'm trying to look around my room of colors and kind of you got the main emotional spectrum there. Like I could say like, oh, there's Green Lantern, which is willpower, and there's Dark Green, which is really willpower. So I don't really have thoughts for that there. So my bad. Comic book underscore crisis asks, it sounds generic, but if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Flight, because driving in traffic kind of sucks. Having coffee, hold on. All right. And from there, as I'm asking more questions, Sean just messaged me saying, stand by, this one's a talker. What? Oh, because he's in a class, right? Okay, all good. I guess I'll just keep doing these questionnaire things. Like, what time are we at here? I'm gonna have Drew join the call pretty quick too, because we're about 32 minutes in. And so here, I'll just text him, you can join whenever, and then we'll break down the Spider-Man trailer and the rumors and whatnot. But until then, while I'm waiting, I'll kind of go back to these questions on a hero story. A lot of the questions that you guys asked are, can you break down, like, what are your thoughts on the No Way Home trailer? Talk about the No Way Home rumors, and we'll get to that. Until then, this is very much just a Q&A. The Comics Frontier asks, first question is, when are you going to dive into X-Men? Second is, Infinite Frontier to your list? Okay, well, X-Men, yeah, I don't read X-Men. Drew does, and he's going to be joining the call soon. But yeah, no, I want to get into them. I'm thinking I'll start with all new X-Men. I think it's no, I'm not going to try. I don't know what X-Men run I'm starting with, but probably in the winter time. I mean, I said I was going to do it this summer, but then I got into Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm still reading Avengers stuff and Daredevil, and one day. Xanos underscore comics asks, after watching Mark Waid on the podcast, I've been reading his Daredevil. Your fave Waid run? My favorite, like, Mark Waid comic? Yeah, it's Daredevil for me. I mean, Daredevil is one of my favorite superheroes ever, so I'm a little biased. Most people say it's Flash, which I respect. I've read some of his Flash, not all of it, and it's great. But for me, it's Daredevil. I mean, that's one that I've read the full thing for, and it's just really good. Spider-Man question. Matthew underscore decaf coffee decaf underscore coffee asks, what is a current run that seems cool but have no interest in reading? For example, Spider-Woman. Hey, I wouldn't mind reading Spider-Woman. I mean, Spider-Man looks cool, but I don't know if I'll end up reading it in the end. I guess X-Men's one, like, it looks awesome, but I don't want to be too confused because I don't have big X-Men knowledge. I wish I liked Eternals because it looks cool in the end, but I couldn't get into it. Detective Comics. It looks amazing. The art looks insanely good. And I don't know why. I don't have a reason for not reading it. But I'm just not reading it. So I don't know. Nick.Heister3 asks, who is the hottest member of the Justice League? I'm gonna have to go with Superman. Yeah, gonna have to go with Superman. Big old soups. First Flash fan asks, what title of the recent Batman solicitations would you swap out for another character to get a title? Aquaman. Swap out like the dark Batman Darkest Night, or Batman, I can't think of the other ones, but there's like 100 Batman titles. Give Aquaman a title, give Give us a second Flash title. I know Wally's the star, but still, give us a second Flash title. Give us another Green Lantern title. Like, come on, why are there so many Batman titles? I don't know, man. I'm gonna call Drew real quick because he didn't answer here, but I told him I'd call him. So, ring ring. We're just oh yeah, audio. I was gonna be like, I'm just gonna cut this part on YouTube, but I'm not gonna do that for audio. So, hey, audio. We are currently calling someone to see if they want to join the podcast. Sean said that he cameo, but he hasn't yet. Hey, you want to join a hero story?
Sure.
Okay, I emailed you a link if you want to join.
All right.
All right, see you soon. So that was Drew. Drew's been on this podcast twice now, I believe. He is the colorist for the comics that we make on a hero story, which we're going to be putting on Webtoons, I think, pretty quick here, because they tend to do like free comics for reading, and we don't want to charge too much for our comics that aren't printed. It's going to be digital. We have 2 comics on the way, one called There's No Need to Hide and one called Stranger in the Night. And they're going to be on Comixology probably this month because they're both completed, but we don't want to print them because they're not that long stories. Anyways, Drew is joining right now, so hopefully his audio is good. Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Oh, whoa, we said at the same time there. What's up?
What's up?
I've been answering questions and stuff, and then I thought I'd get into the news of the week, and I need help getting through it.
All right, sweet.
And also comics, because you read Thor, right?
Yep. I just read it literally like an hour ago.
Okay, we'll talk about that right away here. And you also read Wolverine, right?
I didn't read. I only had my DC books. My shop owner, like, it's weird. Like, he gets the DC stuff, and then like he won't get Marvel. Like, I'll come in, or sometimes he'll call me and be like, "Hey, I didn't get any Marvel, so don't bother coming in till later."
Oh, fair enough. That sucks.
So, yeah. So I got Detective, but I like to read Detective like. I like to like get like 3 of them and then read them all in one sitting. And not a lot of people read them, but it's really good.
I hear it's good. But, I was just saying that I'm not reading it yet, but I hear great things. Real quick, have you met Sean, who was on the podcast? He's a speaker.
Yeah, I talk to Sean all the time.
Oh, okay, because he's joining for a cameo.
Sweet.
He was going to join earlier, but he's joining now instead. So I don't know if he knows you're in the call. I don't know if he's expecting. Hey, Rob Liefeld. Sean, can you hear me?
Rob
Liefeld. Oh God.
Jeez.
Oh, this is
Sean. This is Wade W. Wilson, Hunter Murray.
Oh God, here we go again.
Jeez.
Wade W. Wilson. I literally just added Drew to the call like a second ago because I've been alone for so long, and then you joined. I was waiting for you, man.
Well, unfortunately, I was busy doing mercenary things, and also I'm a little upset with this podcast right now.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I'm sure you just gushed about the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer for God knows how long.
Just about to.
Yeah. But nobody on this show seemed to care when I entered the MCU for the first time, talking to the frozen whatever giant stone guy from what was
Korg?
it? Thor? Oh, Korg?
Yeah.
Thor. Who cares? I'm more important.
Yeah, I guess so. Is your mask pink? I can't tell.
That it is.
Yeah, it looks pink.
25% of the proceeds for purchasing this mask went to the Fuck Cancer Association.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't realize that. And you're wearing a Daredevil hat. I imagine it meant to be Deadpool, but you didn't have one, right?
Sure. It's not that I totally enjoy Daredevil and figured you were going to randomize and talk about him when you talk about No Way Home as well, because everybody's apparently more important than I am.
I mean, to be fair, your intro to the MCU, if you're going as Deadpool here, was a reaction video to a different trailer. Well, this is an actual trailer.
I suppose that logic makes sense. But
yeah, I mean, it's not that exciting, you know? Imagine if instead of getting a No Way Home trailer, we had Tom Holland wearing a Spider-Man suit reacting to Don't Breathe 2 trailer.
I mean, nobody would want to watch Don't Breathe 2.
I saw it, unfortunately.
I don't even know what to say right now.
There's absolutely nothing to say. Okay, what's your name? Drew?
Yeah.
Is it because you draw? Oh, wait, no, you're the letterer. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he also does color.
Yeah, I do colors too. I drew a cover recently. I don't know if we can talk about that, but
Oh, I kind of mentioned. I mentioned the name of it.
oh, you did?
Yeah, you're talking about Hyde, right? Don't need to hide.
Stranger.
Oh, right, you did Stranger, right? Right.
Yeah, I did that cover.
Yeah, Stranger in the Night. I forgot about that one. So Deadpool, are you here to talk about No Way Home? Because I was about to talk about that. Or
Sure, might as well. I mean,
Oh.
I have a dinner in the oven right now, so I'll have to go in like 5 minutes. And that's
I'm-
why I have my Loot Crate discarded, recalled oven mitt. That's, the good thing is I have a healing factor, so when it burns my
Oh,
hand off, I'll be fine.
it's like blinking in and out. Like
yeah.
it's there, then it's gone.
That's because I keep accidentally snapping and partially disappearing.
Oh, just accidentally, of course. Let's kind of go. So we can talk about No Way Home, and then we'll go over some leaks real quick. But what'd you think?
It was terrible.
Oh, of course. What'd you think, Drew?
I thought it was great. I saw the leaked trailer, so I was kind of like, I don't know.
Did you watch it?
Well, yeah, I did watch it. I had to watch it. My brother was like telling me, he's like, "Oh, don't watch it. Wait for the official." But I'm excited.
I watched half, and then I'm like, man, I can't tell what's going on. I'm not gonna watch the rest of it.
Yeah, I did notice that the Goblin, the laugh wasn't in the leak. That was cool. That was the one thing I was like surprised. But yeah, everything else, like the part where it showed like Doctor Strange walking around. When I saw the white in the leaked version, I thought the CGI wasn't done, but I was like, wait, why would they CGI
the
the
house?
sanctum? And then I was like, okay, it's winter, so it's like, oh, okay, maybe it was done, but it was just weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't in the leak trailer like some of the skyscrapers like weren't edited in.
Yeah, a little. Yeah,
I know some of
like
the CGI
train
wasn't
stuff.
done. Yeah.
Do you see like the guy the guy in the white shirt? Everyone's saying it's Charlie Cox.
Yeah,
And
I thought
in the
it was
leaked version, it's zoomed out a little bit more, so people are like trying to zoom in like the pixels, but it's like, why? I don't know. I think
he doesn't have a cane though. He doesn't have the walking cane, so it's like I don't know.
I think he'll be in it, but I don't think he'll be Daredevil.
I think he'll be in it. Yeah, I agree with that as well, but I don't think it's that guy in the white shirt anymore. I still think he'll be in it, but I don't think that's him.
Now, all right. So who do you think? So everyone's saying like, oh, there's a Sinister Six. Who do you think is going to be in this movie?
Me.
Deadpool.
Deadpool's in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Because everyone has different things. Everyone's like, oh, that's the lizard, or like some people are like, oh, that's Scorpion.
Okay,
that
yeah.
blurred,
well, for heroes, like obviously Strange and Spider-Man, but I also believe that both Spider-Man are in it. But for villains, Doc Ock, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Sandman from the Raimiverse, maybe recasted, Electro, of course, Lizard, yes, and for the sixth member, which there is going to be a sixth member, I think it's
Venom.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it would. I think that'd be kind of out of place. I know.
Well, isn't Michael Keaton rumored to come back? It'll probably be him.
But I don't know.
Oh, he's too busy being in the Morbius or possibly not being in the Morbius.
Yeah,
movie.
His filming didn't line up with No Way Homes. I'm thinking it's going to be Mysterio. Like I'm thinking he's going to be alive and he's going to be in it. It gives Tom.
Wouldn't it be something if the lizard, like everyone's saying, oh, lizard's in it? What if it was from the Raimi verse? Like imagine if they brought that. Imagine if they brought that actor and was like, oh, now he finally gets his chance to be the lizard.
Maybe they would have a more lizard-like lizard where his face isn't just squished like Garfield's lizard.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think Venom's going to be in it though.
No, I don't think so. Sean, do you actually think Venom's going to be in it?
Who's Sean? I'm Wade.
Sorry, do you actually think that Venom's going to be in it?
I mean, didn't they just announce some Spider-Man universe or whatever because we couldn't get a Deadpool universe?
Sony announced that they are calling their universe the Spider-Man Sonyverse, I think.
Yeah, remember when I was supposed to have an X-Force movie and then that never happened?
Yep.
And remember when Andrew Garfield was supposed to have a Sinister Six movie, but somehow that's happening before my goddamn X-Force movie?
Yeah, I remember that. All right. I mean, hey.
Because see, for Spider-Man, unlike Andrew Garfield, I never got a call. I never got a call.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'm not the biggest fan of Deadpool, to be honest.
How
Can you take that
dare you,
Daredevil?
sir? We are
Take
from
the
the
Daredevil hat
same
off.
country.
Hmm?
Didn't we just go out clubbing seals last week together?
Ooh, that's a bad Canada joke.
Can you take the Daredevil hat off? I want to see what's underneath.
It's just like a mohawk.
Okay, better.
Are you happy? I was trying to
What
hide
were
my
you
hideous
expecting?
haircut.
I don't know why I expected it to be like a mask where you could see like the back, like it was one of those masks, but
Oh
I was
crap!
surprised.
For audio listeners, there's a guy dressed
Oh,
as
we didn't even
Deadpool in
say
the
that.
chat. Yeah,
We didn't
there's
even say-
Deadpool's in the call right now.
I've been here, and not one of you has acknowledged the fact that I am here or thanked me for showing up.
I wouldn't thank you, but I noticed. I wouldn't thank you, but I noticed you at least.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, I truly don't think Venom's gonna be in it. Still, the trailer is exciting all the way. I kind of was hoping we see a Spider-Man, like another
Second trailer,
Spider-Man.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean,
Definitely the
they
second
did
trailer.
say this is a teaser trailer, so I'm guessing second trailer for sure. And we won't see any other villain besides Doc Ock, I'm guessing.
Well, that is the rumor that Doc Ock isn't talking to Tom Holland.
Yeah, he's talking to Toby.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
definitely. He
You think?
definitely is. Yeah, has to be.
I don't
Yeah, because he's
know.
got to be talking to the worst Spider-Man. God.
Did you see the leaked images of like Willem Dafoe?
Yeah,
Doc
Doc
Ock?
Ock and Jamie Foxx Electro.
Did you see that? Like, there's like a purple hood. So like, I wonder, like, are we gonna get like a more like accurate Green Goblin?
I kind of hope so. I rewatched Spider-Man 1 this week, like Toby's movie, and that suit is just green.
Oh, you know what's something I always thought that would have been cool for that first Spider-Man movie is like, the scene where like he goes into the burning building and like it's like a woman, but it's really Green Goblin.
Yeah.
I wish like that, like whatever that blanket or whatever it was, I wish like that
was purple?
burned and it was like purple and it just stayed like a part of the suit. Like I don't know.
Like burn into it.
Yeah, like it was some kind of like hood kind of thing. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I always thought like that's like the perfect chance for to do that.
Yeah, because I mean, the suit is awesome in the end. The Green Goblin suit is really cool, but
I was actually watching Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
I
nice!
was watching Spider-Man 2
I'll
right
watching
before you
that
called
soon.
me.
I might watch that tonight. Actually, I haven't seen it in it's been like 7 months, but
Right, yeah.
Just this trailer is bringing the hype back. So yeah, definitely, I'll be watching that soon. There were leaks leading up to this movie, so I was going to just break it down. So the day before this trailer came out, there was the trailer leaked, of course, on TikTok of a phone filming a phone filming a phone in the worst quality possible.
It was phoneception.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'd just like to say that my trailer and test footage was leaked much better than that was.
Oh yeah, your trailer was leaked. And
That
it was better.
was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how your movie became made too, because people liked what was leaked.
Mm-hmm. We still don't know who did it, wink. But
yeah, still though, like it's very strange way to leak a trailer, but it was the real thing in the end. A little bit after that,
strange because Doctor Strange is in it. I'm funny.
Yeah. Marvel and Sony started deleting everyone posting this trailer, meaning it's definitely true. And then we got the photos that Drew was just mentioning of Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and Electro, which you could probably look these online, but people started posting those photos, getting deleted, of course.
Have the Mephisto theory started up again?
Yeah.
Mephisto.
Definitely
Being
have.
that it's one day more or one more day, who cares? It's not my story.
Oh, the devil horns on the Peter Parker picture where they're like rioting.
Oh yeah,
It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Well,
now people are saying with the Doctor Strange, like they took an image of Mephisto in front of the chimney, side by side with Doctor Strange.
Oh
the chimney,
god,
like,
that's such
confirmed.
a reach.
Everyone's like saying, Doctor
Um,
Strange is the villain of this movie, the real villain. It's like, what? And it's like,
It is
Mephisto.
odd that he has the Eye of Agamotto, which wasn't that crushed under Josh Brolin's hand, Cable, whoever he was. God.
Yeah. Oh, yay. Whoa. Does he have that in the trailer? No, he doesn't.
He has the Agamotto.
Oh,
yeah. It's bad.
Maybe he rebuilt it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably.
he rebuilt something to hold nothing.
I mean, hey, it's style, man. It's fashion.
I'm sure he has the time stone again.
Look, he had more
Maybe.
stylish clothes at the end of the first Doctor Strange movie into Thor Ragnarok, and then he just ditched that costume for Infinity
that-
Oh
War.
yeah, with the yellow gloves.
Yeah.
Because
I
he's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
a
for
fashion
Doctor Strange
guru.
too.
He gets a good suit and then throws it away. But the necklace is the thing he has to keep. The necklace.
Yeah, man.
Do you think Toby will be in Doctor Strange too?
No.
He has to be.
He's
No,
just
you
going to
don't
show
think
up
so?
for 5 seconds to say pizza time and then walk off.
No, I don't think he will be. I think he's gonna be in this movie and that's it. Go back to his universe. It'd be cool. Like, I'm not saying I'm against it. I just don't think that it's gonna happen.
All I
But
know
yeah,
is Spider-Man
also-
3 better pave the way for Deadpool and Spidey coming to theaters in 2025.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I don't know why people always like Spidey and Deadpool together.
Because we're like the best of friends, BFFFs. Don't you guys remember in Absolute Carnage when I got him a sweatshirt for his birthday and invited all of his best? Well, I didn't know they were his villains, but his friends.
Yeah, I remember that.
I even got
actually.
J. Jonah Jameson to show up.
Man, Absolute Carnage is
Hey,
good. I haven't read that in a while.
Hey Wade, besides Spider-Man, who are you most excited to team up with when you join the MCU? Besides Spider-Man and Korg, because you already teamed up with Korg.
Did I team up with Korg though, or did I just pay him to show up because we needed somebody? Who would I be excited to team up with? Well, let's see. Iron Man was there for a while, but not anymore. Let's see. Black Widow. Oh, wait, nope. There's a lawsuit. Let's see. Who would I want to go with? I mean, does it really matter as long as it's me? You know? I hear Thor's doing some good things these days.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd want to party with Loki. After seeing the series, it seems like he can have a fun time.
Oh, you guys see the new What If?
Yeah.
I did see the new What If. But you know what? I gotta say, not as good as this week's episode of Titans. The competition's doing good.
Oh God.
Oh my God. I'm just so happy we didn't have a knockoff of me for a whole season. Instead, this week we got the origin of Red Hood, which was absolutely nothing like the comics, which I'm here for.
I thought the first episode was decent. Like it's decent, but it's like if you're already a big Batman fan, like don't even watch it because you're just gonna be one like, oh, they should have done this and that.
Yeah, they did
The
that wrong.
first
They did that
episode
wrong.
is decent because you get the one comic moment that, for once, because of the TV show being the way it is, people were excited to see it. Jason Todd getting beaten with a crowbar.
Oh, what bothers me is like they didn't even show the Joker's face. Like,
Oh,
Well, they don't have
didn't
to
cast
because
him, yeah.
Batman killed him.
oh, some people are saying that the Titans Batman is the most accurate Batman, and I don't know. Like,
Well, of course he is. Isn't he like 70 in the comics too?
Yeah, man. Of course he is. He also has like very light hair, blondish.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see that. And who's writing it now? Who is it?
Joshua Williamson.
I
was
predicted it.
kind of hoping it'd be Scott Lobdell or something. But
Scott
okay.
Lobdell. Oh, friend of the show, Scott Lobdell.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Just real quick to wrap up the Spider-Man stuff. There is a photo of Andrew and Toby that's going around. Some people say it's Photoshop. A lot of leakers say no, that's real. All right. People went through different files that seen if it has been photoshopped. Hasn't, it seems. It's Andrew and Toby on a set. There's also a lot of people that were on the set taking pictures and showing that exact set that they're on. It's like a blue screen with a bunch of like construction being like, no, this set's real. That's Andrew and Toby. So picture seems legit. Daniel PKR, I think he's called. He leaked he didn't leak the trailer, but he was the one who's been saying like since the beginning, Toby and Andrew are in this. He's also the guy that said this trailer is launching on August 23rd. August 23rd comes around, it launches. He confirmed a ton of things, so he seems to be like a very reliable leaker. And today, Drew, you might be excited for this if you didn't hear. He said that in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, there will be a scene where Scarlet Witch fights someone from the Fox X-Men universe.
I hope it's me. Oh my God, that's who I'd want to team up with.
There you go. Well, fights.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen. Honestly, I'm sure it'll happen.
One of the writers said that the character that has a big duel with Scarlet Witch isn't Jean Grey and it isn't Magneto.
Oh my God, it's totally me. Sorry, guys, I can't keep the secret anymore.
Who would you want it to be? Drew, you're a huge
Angel,
Fox X-Men
obviously
fan.
Angel.
Oh, of
Honestly,
course.
I feel like Magneto makes the most sense, but I want to see Blob. Just to throw
Blob
it out there.
again. All right.
Yeah, or have her fight Blob and Juggernaut. That sounds good.
What if it's Quicksilver?
No, not that. We already got. I mean,
Like actual Quicksilver.
We already got Quicksilver, okay? Didn't you see Ralph Boner?
Yeah.
My God.
But yeah, it's
God,
interesting.
and you guys call yourself fanboys.
Oh, I know, right? Hey, Wade, you're a huge Venom fan. Might be delayed till 2022.
That was already falsified.
Oh, it was?
Thank God. No,
I believe it was. However, that's also a report. It's a report on a report.
Yeah, so it
It's
was
report
reported
section.
that it's going to be delayed till January, and it was reported that it's not anything official. So far, it's still going to come in October. So we'll see.
It's delayed because he's going to be in No Way Home.
Oh
confirmed.
yeah, of course.
Exactly.
Exclusive.
I actually filmed scenes with Tom Hardy for that movie.
Oh yeah.
And I will say he's an absolute dreamboat to work with.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
he even did the Bane voice at one point.
I was about to ask
oh
that.
my God. He was just there like, you think the darkness is your ally, but I was born in it. And it was like, oh my God, I was so excited.
Captain America 4, which starts filming in June, they're looking to cast Nuke. Not Nuke from Jessica Jones, because they're looking to cast the actual Nuke from the comics, which goes by a different name than the one who played Jessica Jones.
What?
Nuke. Do you know what Nuke is?
When the heck did that person show up in Jessica Jones?
It was in season 1.
It was that guy.
He was doing drugs and getting all angry.
He had a thing with what's her name? I'm trying to say I want to say Wildcat, but I know that's not.
No, the radio host though, right?
What?
I forget.
Nuke's and Jessica
Jones. Is he the guy that gets absolutely murdered in the first episode of season 2?
No, I think he dies in season 1.
No. Isn't he the guy that like shoots the cop at the end of season 1, but then like he comes back for literally like 10 minutes just to get killed off in the beginning of season 2? Wasn't he the guy that like Wildcat was like in love with or whatever?
Yeah. That's not. Is it?
It's not Wildcat.
It's Hellcat.
I don't care.
I don't think it's Hellcat either.
It doesn't even matter at this point. Because the only person coming back is Charlie Cox.
Also, by the way, who's really gonna listen to this podcast and go, "Oh my God, I hope Nuke shows up"?
I like Nuke. I think he's a good villain.
But you also like Raptor from DC Comics, so you don't get an opinion here, Mister.
Hey man, this is my show here, okay? I didn't talk for 30 minutes.
No, it's not. I'm the fourth wall breaking, best ever host ever, and this is my show now.
How was it by
And
yourself?
if you don't want to watch this show, be sure to check out Wade Talks. Oh, streaming exclusively on Spotify. I got the Joe Rogan deal.
Oh, okay.
Or listen to the interview with Mark Wade. Wade Talks. Real Wade Talks.
Yes.
That's a little better.
My interview with Mark Wade. Wade on Wade.
Imagine that. Imagine if you guys did that. Like you're like, oh yeah, Mark, join, and he joins, and it's just Wade over here.
Yeah.
How many views is that at now? That's kind of.
I haven't checked the Spotify stuff. So YouTube, I think it's in the 400s. I haven't checked for audio though. Not yet.
542.
Oh, whoa! I didn't realize it was in the 5s yet. That's cool. Thanks for listening, guys. For DC news, the only news I have at the moment is the Batman trailer turned 1 year this week. Still no news since then.
Movie.
And
I can't wait for that movie.
Such a good teaser. I still watch it and I get hyped.
Same.
Even though it's been a year. Vengeance.
Everything that influences that movie, like I love. So like it just seems like I feel like for you, Hunter, too. Like that's just like your Batman movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like
no, so far this is my Batman movie.
Year one,
Long Halloween.
Long Halloween. Like those are like my 3 favorite Batman stories.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I'm hyped. I always like tell people about it. Like, oh, you excited for the Batman movie?
Yeah.
Like,
there's
a new Batman movie.
Listen, guys. While I love to hear people fanboy out about the competition, I really don't. So this has been fun. So my recommendation to you both and all the listeners out there, go see Free Guy. Very good film. I think it stars Ryan
Gosling.
Oh, the
Gosling.
oh the guy that played
Oh,
Green
Gosling.
Lantern.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gosling.
go
He was in La
go
La
see Free
Land.
Guy. Highly
He
He
recommend.
played Green
Runner.
Lantern. He
Who?
played Green Lantern, right?
Who?
Ryan Gosling. He played Green Lantern, right?
This is just so
It
confusing.
doesn't ring a bell. I don't know what that is.
I'm almost positive he played Green Lantern.
Well, regardless, I have to go because I have more important things to do and better shows to show up on. So,
Don't you mean that you're
good day.
making food and okay, yeah, bye.
He just left. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, the Batman. Exciting. That's gonna be our Batman movie right there. And then the last bit of news is Joshua Williamson and George Molina, sorry, taking over Batman. I think it's
dude,
Jorge Molina, actually. My bad. They're taking
Dude,
over Batman.
months ago, I was like, I think even like before Tynan got on Batman, I was like, I really want Williamson to take over after Tom King. Because after the Flash and the Batman crossover, I was like, I think he would do a good Batman. Then he ended up doing Batman, Superman wasn't good.
Well, yeah,
but
he said on his first time on the podcast like 2 years ago that Williamson said he got into superheroes and comic books because Batman 89. He's like that changed his life. And it's a Batman movie. It's Michael Keaton Batman movie. Changed his life, he says. So Batman, I think, might be his favorite superhero. So like
he's gonna do so good. Like, I mean, I don't know. I've contemplated doing a post about like why Williamson is the perfect person to take over Batman.
well, there's
Because
one reason
he just
right there.
he loves continuity. So like,
Yeah,
I think
oh my god, he does.
he's gonna reference like so many things where you're just like, oh yes, there we go. And like, like with the new 52, like it's kind of like, okay, reset, whatever's not mentioned, it's not canon. Like if it's mentioned, it's canon. I feel like with him, he's gonna reference so much stuff that it's gonna be like, oh yes, here we go.
Everything is canon, yeah.
But what about Jorge Jimenez? Like he said he was staying on Batman. So like, is Williamson just doing a short little run, or
it looks
who
like
knows?
because there's Jorge Molina who is going to be the main artist for Williamson's Batman, but Jorge Jimenez said that he's going to be staying on Batman. So it looks like those are our two artists. They're going to do like one arc on, one arc off kind of thing. What a cast though. Like, those are some writers.
I saw your post where you I saw that you said the Earth One suit, and like someone was like, oh
yeah, I messed up.
You're like, why are you
I just read
disrespecting
Earth
Grant
One,
Morrison
so it's on
like
my
that?
mind. Yeah.
No, but I was kind of disappointed in you, not gonna lie, because I was like, that's clearly the Incorporated suit.
It is 100% the Incorporated suit.
Look at these omnibus over here. Look at Grant Morrison.
It's 3
omnibuses. Have you read that whole run?
No, I have.
Yeah.
It's kind of
You've probably read bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, so
like you probably read Batman Son.
Yeah, I have.
You've probably read some of Batman and Robin, but you should really. The omnibus are cheap. They're like $50 each.
Are they? Is that the full run? Is it the 3?
Yeah.
Okay, let me check Amazon. Oh God, here we
go. No, like honestly, you know how Marvel, like really, like everything in the history has happened. Like they don't really have like big reboots.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the approach Grant Morrison took with his Batman run. Like he kind of references a lot of Silver Age stuff and modernizes it. I think it's a better Batman run than Scott Snyder, to be honest.
How long is it?
It's kind of long. Like I remember COVID started, no new comics were coming out, and I just read that, and I was like, I really want to read this because something about it, and I kept like looking up things about it. So I have like a full list of like all the issues,
it's like a lot of stuff though. Yeah, a lot of different issues.
I mean, just get the omnibus. It's 3 omnibus.
Yeah, collects Batman 655 to 658, 663 to 66.
If you're gonna read it, get the omnibus, because it, even like the stuff that it doesn't include, it has like a full page, like kind of like strip of like, okay, this happened, like it doesn't have Final Crisis. I'm sure you own Final Crisis. It literally recaps Final Crisis all in one page, so you're just like, okay, sweet, I'm good to go.
Okay.
Same thing with like there's like a big like event kind of tie-in, Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul, and then Battle for the Cowl. There's like 3 trades. Yeah, that takes place literally in between. So basically, you read Omnibus 2, you read Final Crisis.
Omnibus 1 first, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, Omnibus. You can go Omnibus Volume 1, then you can just go into straight to 2, Oh wait, yeah, no, I just got it all messed up. Yeah, Omnibus 1, then Final Crisis, Battle for the Cowl, Omnibus 2, and then Omnibus 3.
Damn it. Okay.
Grant Morrison, man.
It's $93 for Canadian Amazon.
For one?
Yeah, for volume 1. Volume 2 is 77 and volume 3 is 100.
When I bought volume 1, it was $42.
Damn, you got lucky. What's been on
That's
sale?
insane.
Yeah, damn, no.
Get DC Infinite. Get DC Infinite, Marvel Unlimited. You'll save so much money.
Bruh, I like to collect. I like seeing them on the shelf.
Listen, I've converted JD.
I know you did.
JD.
I know you did.
He loves Marvel Unlimited. You gotta do it. Like, you have an iPad. It's perfect for you.
I do have an iPad.
You'll save so much money. You'll save so much money. Because, I mean, I get it. Like, reading on the phone kind of sucks.
But I have an
especially
iPad,
with older
yeah.
comics. But yeah, you have an iPad, so you're good.
Yeah, but I like to have it on, like, I have a bookshelf and I want to fill it. I want to fill it with comics that I like.
So this is what you do. You get Marvel Unlimited, DC Infinite. You know, when you read something, if you really like it, then you buy it in physical. That's what I do. If I really like something, even like single issue stuff, if I really like a run like Pete Tomasi's Detective Comics, I'll buy it in trade, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of smart.
You'll save so much money. You'll thank me later. You'll be like, thank me. You saved me financially.
Here's the thing. I am going to be getting Marvel Unlimited pretty quick here. Probably this week.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and that's 160 issues. And I have the Ultimate Collection volumes 1 to 8. There isn't, or 1 to 7, sorry. There isn't a volume 8 yet. And that gets me to around 90 issues out of 160. So I looked online for the other volumes. They don't exist. So I look at the other volumes that do exist. They're all out of print, going for like $300 on eBay. So I will be getting Marvel Unlimited this week to finish Ultimate Spider-Man.
Do you remember with Facebook Marketplace? I think I was on a call with you and JD, and I saw 17 volumes of Ultimate Spider-Man for $5, the whole thing. I met up with the guy and I was like, kind of like nervous about this, kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
$5 for like
for
hundreds of dollars worth of comics.
I was even like trying to talk the guy out of it. I'm like, that you don't want these? Like, why don't you want these? He's like, I read them when they first came out, bought them. He's like, oh yeah, I have like 18 volumes of Ultimate X-Men too. I'll give you that for like 10. I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow. And then I messaged him and he was like, oh, sold.
Oh,
and then he deleted his profile. So I was like, oh,
jeez. Okay. But still, you have all of Ultimate Spider-Man. Have you read it yet?
No, I haven't.
Damn
I
it,
want to
Drew.
read like I'm reading like the Ditko Spider-Man. Like, I kind of want to follow JD's path. I want like a purist Spider-Man.
So JD's plan is he's reading up to the Death of Green Goblin, which is right after the death of Gwen Stacy. So around 130 issues or so. And then he's reading Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna follow him on that.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of a fun idea. But man, it's so cool. Anyways, going on with so Williamson on Batman. I think that's great. Williamson's been on the podcast twice. He's going to be coming back again to talk about this 100%. This is huge news. I have one issue. I have one problem with this. Although I am excited, take my money, DC. This is going to be amazing. This will be so fun. Joshua Williamson is writing a little too much, I think.
Well, JD told me the other day, he was like, he thinks that Williamson's going to write Batman, going to get overhyped. Because, Williamson's like well known, but I feel like writing Batman is going to take him to the next step. But JD seems to think he's going to write Batman and then he's going to try to push independent. But I think Williamson is DC's next like golden child. Like,
oh, he is 100%. He is.
Like, he's kind of the biggest name, I think, as of right now.
Since Snyder left, yeah. Because it was Scott Snyder. And Tom King too. It's argued that it was him as well. Whoever's writing Batman is essentially the king for a bit.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, except for Tynion wasn't that big because he was just focusing on Batman and then Nice House and Joker.
Tynion. The correct pronunciation is Tynion.
Tynion, my bad. So for Williamson, though, think about it. He is writing now Batman. He's writing Robin, which I love. I love that he's writing both of those together. But he's also writing Future State Gotham, Deathstroke Inc. Yeah, Deathstroke Incorporated.
Why?
Yeah.
No, but I mean Future State Gotham. Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I have no idea. but he's writing it. So it's forward there. He's writing Infinite Frontier, the event, and he's writing just writing one more. Oh, the what's it called? The Multiverse Justice League.
Oh, Incarnate.
Incarnate. Yeah, Justice
Which
Incarnate.
is another. Have you read Multiversity before?
I haven't. I'm not into multiverse stuff.
What do you have against Grant Morrison? That's another Grant Morrison. Oh, you got to read Multiverse. It's literally like whenever they mention like a Earth, I always open up Multiversity. I'm like, okay, that's Earth 11 or like 28 or something.
Does it go over all the Earths?
There's a section where it literally goes through every Earth.
Oh, interesting.
And in Grant Morrison Green Lantern, he actually revisited Earth 15, which was a dead Earth, which I thought was really cool. But like nobody was talking about it, but I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, because it is Green Lantern wasn't all that.
Yeah.
So that's 6 different titles that Williamson is writing. That's I think Future State Gotham ends when Batman begins, so 5. Still, so it's like, okay, yeah, that's a lot of work for Williamson, but as long as he can handle it, it's good. Why doesn't DC hire more writers? Like your DC Comics.
I think Robin will end up being a limited thing. I think it'll end short.
What? No, I hope not. I hope Robin goes on long.
I think it'll end short, to be honest.
I would love if it goes on while Batman's going on, which seems like it's going to be the case. Because that's potential crossovers right there.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I honestly, personally, this is what I think they should do. Make Robin limited. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do this, but bring Damian back and have him just be in the Batman book, you know?
Yeah, no, I'd like that too. You're not reading Robin, are you?
I dropped it just because, I mean, I was enjoying it, but I was just reading too much stuff, and Robin tended to be the last thing I'd read. So I was kind of like,
Well, going on, because that's it for the news of the week, going on to the comics of the week, my pick of the week is actually Robin.
Really? Okay.
I thought it was the best issue.
Try to get me back. Try to get me back in.
So this issue was about so the Robins, so Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, Robin, and Stephanie. They come to talk to Damian, being like, "Where the hell have you been? You've been missing," right? Because Damian is off the grid, and they all like Damian's just like, oh crap, I gotta go. So like he runs. So they all start to chase him over the rooftops, all trying to yell at him. And Damian's just like roasting the Robins. Like when Tim's here, was just like, Tim, if I had a computer and threw it, you just chase after it or something like that. And he's talking about how like Tim's the forgotten Robin. Jason's the Robin that doesn't have any special skills. He's like the emotional one. And so he's just kind of making fun of him as he runs, but it's well written in the end. When Dick catches up to him, he's just like, look, Damian, we just want to know you're okay. All right. And so Damian kind of like he lets out his emotions, says like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm doing my thing. Tell Batman like I'm all right. And then Nightwing's kind of like, he breaks down, he's like, all right, well, look, kid, we missed your birthday, we couldn't find you, but here, take this, it's as a gift. And he gives him Nightwing's first baton that he had.
Oh wow.
That it was part of like the Flying Graysons, like it was part of the swing that he used to go on, that Alfred kind of like custom made for combat. So he's just like, Alfred gave this to me when I became Nightwing, and now I'm giving it to you. So it means like to hold on to hope, remember who you were. Because like Alfred gave it to Nightwing to remember, hey, remember, you're not just a hero, you're still Dick Grayson. So he's like, remember, you're still a part of this family. And he gave it to Damian.
Jeez, it sounds good. Honestly, I'll binge it when it ends, because it's a limited series. I'll binge it on DC Infinite and save some money. You know, I'm trying to save money here. I'm trying to help you save money.
Yeah, I see that.
You're fighting me.
I see that.
No, but I mean, it sounds great, but I just don't think I need to read it right now.
Yeah, no,
I think I'll enjoy it. Like, even when I was reading it, I'm like, oh, this is great, but I feel like I'll enjoy this so much when I can just binge through it digitally.
Yeah, no, I understand that for sure.
You got to read Detective. That's
I know.
It's so good. I told you the
good.
issues. Yeah. I mean, for a little while, I was kind of saying like, oh, they should put Mariko Tamaki and Dan Mora on Batman. That'd be great. But I'm happy with them just on Detective. But it feels like that book that nobody's reading.
Yeah, well, I know like Comic Savior, Caleb's reading it, but it looks great. I mean, I'll tell you the comics I'm reading right now. You let me know. Here, I'll go through each comic. You let me know if I should drop it or not. to save money.
Yeah.
Robin. I'm not dropping it. Sorry. I like it too much.
Okay.
Superman, Son of Kal-El.
I heard it's good. So Derek this week, because me and my brother go to the comic store together, and I had just Detective because I didn't have my Marvel books, and Derek had all Superman action, Son of Kal-El, and Superman 78. And he says Son of Kal-El is really good.
It is
so
really good.
I'll catch up on it. I'll catch
It's only
up
two
on
issues. It's only 2 issues so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it, but
and I'll talk about that in a second here. This week's issue.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you got to convince me to read that too.
Okay,
I want to be convinced.
I'll just go through the rest of my comics. Batman. Okay. I'm gonna keep Batman. I have to
keep Batman. You got to keep Batman.
I don't think I'll ever drop Batman.
Same. I don't. I'd have to be in a dark spot to drop.
Yeah. Same. The Flash.
You have to keep reading Flash. Flash is the best it's been in years right now.
Yeah,
it's literally like literally right after the Jeff Johns Wade era. Like you could almost like skip it.
It is very
2016,
good.
New 52 and all that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think
it's
I'll
great.
Drop it.
Yeah,
I'm not as big as a Flash fan as like you or JD or Harper. Like Flash is cool. I'm not that big of a fan like you guys, but I'm loving Flash right now. It's really good. Nightwing, I think, is the best run going on right now.
Oh, it's the best DC.
Yeah, no, I'm not dropping
best
that.
DC thing on.
It's 5. Wonder Girl, only 3 issues so far. 2 issues actually.
I don't hear anything about that.
It's good. I'm enjoying it. Maybe I could drop it to.
Is the art really good, but the story's kind of whatever?
Actually, the art's really good. The story, not much has happened, but it's only 2 issues, so I can't really blame that. But I'm enjoying it a lot. Rorschach. Okay. Rorschach ends in like an issue, so.
Oh yeah, I just keep reading it.
Mm-hmm. Strange Adventures also ends in like an issue, so I'll just keep going with that. Infinite Frontier, which is the event comic. I mean,
is that 12? Is that 12 issues?
It's 6, and we're at 3 so far.
All right, for the future, anything Tom King, just wait. Just wait.
Well, Infinite Frontier is Williamson.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like Rorschach.
Yeah, no,
because I'm still reading.
I hear Supergirl's great. Yeah, I hear Batcat's all right. I hear Supergirl's really good, but I'm waiting for that.
Okay.
Now for Marvel, Daredevil, not dropping.
Yep.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
I heard that's been really bad movie.
It's been really bad. The reason I'm not dropping is because Spencer's run ends in like a week. And then it's like a bunch of writers, which I'm a little nervous for, but I'm curious what's going to happen at least. Iron Man.
I kind of lost interest.
I did too, but then I got interested again when I started talking about Tony again. I'm so entertained.
I feel like I've had my thoughts on Iron Man because when I first started talking to Harper, he kind of guided me through like the what I consider to be the best, which was like the Knopf run and the At Fractions run. I feel like that's like so good Iron Man that I don't even know if I'm going to read any more Iron Man.
It peaked.
Aside from like classic stuff, because I feel like I've read the best Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I've seen the best Iron Man on screen. So it's like, what's the point of reading? I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like you're just buying it for the Alex Ross cover. And then it's just like, what?
Yeah.
He's not even in it. You're like,
fair enough. Yeah. Thor.
Oh, I mean, arguably, I think I'm not reading Daredevil, but I think Thor is the best Marvel book right now.
I'm reading Daredevil. If it wasn't, then Thor is, but Daredevil is so good. So
because Thor, like I feel like if you're like an MCU fan that's never opened a comic before, but you've watched all the MCU and like you're a big fan of that, you can read Thor and totally get it. Like I feel like it's so like new reader.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, there's a lot more Asgardian stuff going on. So like Sif and like and just Asgard in general, like Galactus is involved and stuff like that. So United States of Captain America, it's a limited series. I think it's 5 issues, it's 3 issues so far. I would drop it, but there's only 2 left.
Drop it. Yeah. You're gonna finish it and you're gonna be like, why did I read this?
Yeah. The Nice House on the Lake. I'm continuing that.
I heard it's good, yeah.
It's great, yeah. And The Last Ronin, which is a limited series, the Ninja Turtle comic.
That's still going on. I thought that ended.
The thing is, it gets delayed by like months.
Oh, yeah. I thought that ended.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's constantly delayed. It's starting like November. It's almost a year old, and it's only like 4 issues. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading it just because it barely comes out. But yeah. Anyways, for comics, I'll try to convince you to read Superman. Hold on, Sean's
Yeah,
joined.
please try, because I mean, I could care less about Superman right now.
Uh, yeah, that's
Like
fair. So
the comic, I
Sean's.
feel like the comics aren't good.
Oh, hi, Sean.
Sorry, class went on forever. What I miss?
We're talking comics.
Oh, okay.
You missed Wade Wilson.
Yeah,
He was
man.
here.
What?
I see
Yeah.
you're all fixed up here. Wearing a hat to cover your mask here.
What? No idea. What you're talking
But yeah, we're
Yeah.
just about to jump into Superman. Did you read that by chance?
Superman or Superman Son of Kal-El. What are we on?
Superman Son of Kal-El.
I skimmed it. I did not read it.
Well, I'm just doing it to Vince, Drew, and now you. It's very good. It goes over how John doesn't know if he's like wants to be Superman. He's struggling. He doesn't want to do what Clark's doing, so he wants a secret identity. But everyone knows
Oh
that
yeah,
John
yeah,
can
yeah.
Superman.
I know about the secret identity.
Yeah,
thing.
so he makes his own secret identity. He goes to college, which is very strange.
It was a very nice nod. What was it? Finn Connors?
Yeah.
Because I guess Connor Kent was taken, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So he puts on a wig and everything, and he's like, "My name's Finn Connors, and I'm a new college student." And then a shooting happens, and
Why
he's
is
able
he
to like,
Southern?
I don't know.
My name's Finn Connors, and
I
I'm a
don't
good
know.
old college student.
I mean, Smallville, you know.
Also, hi Drew, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I don't read
That's-
Superman.
We
so.
haven't talked in like
Doesn't-
2 weeks or so.
I think I called you the other day, but you were doing something.
Yeah, you
Or
called. What was? I think
There was the hurricane.
that
Wasn't
was
the hur-
Yeah.
That,
The hurricane.
That happened
explains
on my birthday.
Did you get hit hard? I didn't like. We got nothing. I had a couple trees down.
See, with me, like it happened on my 21st, and so like it wasn't bad, but it was enough to the point where like anything that I might have wanted to do to celebrate, which was just gonna watch a sunset, couldn't happen because there wasn't a sunset to watch because it was all clouds.
Yeah, because I remember seeing hurricane warning, and I saw it said Long Island's gonna get hit the worst. I was like, no, Sean, no.
Yeah. You were just like, no.
And I called you, and you didn't answer. So I was like, he's dead.
No, believe so if you remember from last time, Hunter, I was in Pennsylvania. Well, not last time, the time before, not the Peacemaker time. But I was in Pennsylvania because my grandparents have a house up there. Apparently the storm, it was supposed to hit Long Island hard, but then it ended up shifting and it actually really hit Pennsylvania hard because they were telling me that like it was like that scene out of the Suicide Squad where it's like it's good for cover, all the rain, like they said they could not see out the windows.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
As they heard the songs, what's the song? Hey. I'm trying to think of the scene.
So Drew, you thought that Sean was just a goner then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he didn't answer, I was like,
I thought about JD once.
With COVID. That's
yeah,
right.
exactly. Yeah, when COVID
New
was
York,
like first getting big, like in March, I texted JD like, "Hey, we recording the podcast tomorrow?" Didn't reply. Next day, I'm just like, "Hey, man, you want to record today?" Didn't reply. I'm like, "Oh God,
Sean,
JD's dead."
Yeah. Sean, how was going to the theater dressed as Peacemaker? Tell us your experience.
Everybody looked at me like I was out of my mind. When I bought the ticket, right? There was only one other seat taken, and I went to the IMAX theater too.
So you went to the theater in your homemade Peacemaker outfit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us about
that. So I get in there, and like already I'm like it's late at night too. It was like 9 p.m. And so I get in there. There's maybe like 6 people online, and all of them just kind of look at me like and I'm just because it's you really don't know what you're, because I'm sure the skeleton mask didn't help, but it was just kind of like, what's going on here? And so I got whatever. And so I said to the person behind the counter, so that it was less stupid, I was like, yeah, I'm getting paid $100 on a dare to do this, because I didn't want to be like, this is because I got 500 followers, which has already dwindled to 496 since doing that. But yeah, no, so I did that, and then now I'm like going past what like the managers in like the corner.
Oh God.
And I like, they look at me again like I'm out of my mind. And so I literally go, I got dared or made a deal to wear this during the movie. And they're just like, oh, well, it just can't cover your face. And I'm like, okay. Like, all right.
Because you were wearing jeans. Because you were wearing jeans. If you were wearing the white pants, they would have been like, sweet. Go right in. The jeans threw me off because I was like, that doesn't look right. There's something like,
dude,
he doesn't wear jeans.
Where are they? You're. I haven't gone to Walmart to return these yet, but I bought white pants. Okay, I did it. I actually bought 2 pairs of white pants because I wasn't sure what size was gonna fit, and both don't fit.
Jeez.
I also bought Venom pajamas that look absolutely terrible on me.
Let's see.
I'm glad you let us know.
You know what? I'm just dedicated.
Well, let's see them.
No, they're deep in the bag.
Here, I gotta continue convincing Drew to read Superman.
I gotta finish
talking about
convincing
Superman.
you to read Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
convinced.
finish, but start.
I'm convinced it's good after like listening to you, Sean. Like,
Yeah,
you
I'm
convinced
sure
me.
it is
I want to
good.
read it.
I'm sure it's good.
Good.
For
It is
Superman though,
fantastic.
like the whole thing is like he gets a secret identity, stops shooting, which means the secret identity is now gone because he just caught bullets. And so he's like, crap, now I don't have a secret identity anymore. So he goes to like just think about life on the moon, just watching Earth. And then Superman comes, like Clark Kent comes and talks to him, being like, I just want to let you know, like the world's pretty big, hey. And John's like, but it's also so small. And it's just like, and Superman just kind of chuckles and he's like, I'm gonna need you to take the cape for a bit. Like I'm gonna be going off world for a little bit, which is what he's doing in Action Comics, and you kind of have to be Superman for a bit. And he just does this huge speech to motivate John to do it. And then John gets his new costume, which is like a deceased suit, saves some people from a shipwreckage, stops cops from arresting them when he brings them to Metropolis. It's like, hey, these people didn't pay to get into the States and we got to arrest them. And John's like, no, you don't. Like, you are going to take care of these people and they are innocent and they almost died. So I'm just placing them here for now. So so far it's good. It's interesting. It's very Superman-like, and I'm enjoying it.
If Superman's, sorry, I'm just thinking. So if Superman's leaving in action, is the Authority canon?
The Authority,
or is that an
in
Elseworld?
the future?
I think Authority is in the future. Yeah, it's like a future story.
Oh, okay.
They got the gray hair. I think I could be wrong. I'm not reading it at the moment, but yeah.
I read the first issue. It was okay, but it had like, I don't know. I don't really care about the Authority and Manchester Black and all that. My brother's a big Superman fan, so he'll try to convince me he does a terrible job. But
I just remember that Manchester Black was in Supergirl season 4 just from you saying that. I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, was it?
That happened.
Hunter,
real quick.
You've never seen Smallville, Hunter?
No, I haven't.
Somebody
Dude,
say
I still haven't.
So good, dude.
What?
So I got my girlfriend watching that right now, and she's hooked.
I'm just not that
we're
interested.
Season 8. It's good. I think you should give it a shot.
I'm sure it's good, but nah.
I watched the first episode, but I haven't continued because I can't do a 10-season commitment right now.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to. It's too long. It was like 2
once
seasons,
you get past
4
like
seasons.
season, once you get past like season 2, that's when it gets like really good.
Yeah.
And then when you're in like season 5, you're like shit. Like I don't know. I can't really say anything, but you guys are missing out.
I'll go over the comics real quick that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Spider-Man, it's very much okay. It seems like Green Goblin's back because Mephisto is kind of forcing him to become back.
Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Not Mephisto.
Sean's got me saying Mephisto.
Mephisto? What?
It's okay. That's all right.
How's it pronounced?
Mephisto.
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 Mephisto. Mephisto.
United States of Captain
You
America.
will leave Metrocity, and you will never come back.
United States of Captain America.
Hunter, please, you got that right.
No, I didn't actually.
Drew, you got it.
No.
Neither of you have seen Megamind.
Oh, I don't know. Years.
I've seen it like once. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a
long
good
time ago.
superhero movie. That's not, anything normal superhero.
All right.
I'm sorry. Let me have my childhood. Please.
Yeah, you can.
By the
have
way,
it.
do you like the photos?
Yeah, have they like took you out in your sleep yet?
No, because I was adjusting the hook on the Spider-Man one. It's a command strip hook,
Yeah.
and I was trying to push it out a little bit so that it would hang a little more flush, and it started to peel off the wall for a little bit, and I was like, so I'm just kind of. I will say though, it'll be a hell of a way to go. I could literally say I was taken out by Spider-Man 300.
that is
That's a good thing to say.
Of
the
course.
appearance of Venom taken out.
Nope.
So United States of Captain America is about Sam and Steve going across the country looking for someone who stole their shield, and they're meeting other people that are inspired by Captain America on the way.
What are they up to? Number 3?
Yeah, it just
Number
seems
3,
like
right?
it's 2 different stories in one. A lot of things happen very quickly. They meet a lot of people, and then right when they meet the person, they're just like, I know exactly what you need to, exactly where you need to go, and exactly what you need.
Have we learned who took the shield yet?
They think it's they're theorizing who it is because it's someone who runs fast. It's obviously not Quicksilver.
Gotta go fast. It's
Exactly.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
No,
Gotta go
unfortunately not.
fast.
Let's see. Speed Demon. They're thinking it's Speed Demon, but they don't have that confirmed yet.
Speed Demon.
Yeah.
Did he show up in Sinister War? There's a speedster in Sinister War.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Pretty sure. He's on the team with Boomerang, ain't he? Isn't there a speedster with Boomerang?
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes, you're right. Yeah.
Is that him?
I think it is.
I don't know much about the Marvel speedsters. I've been trying to catch up on everything lately.
Yeah, no.
I've actually been reading a lot of Marvel lately,
Marvel's great, man.
but recent Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, some recent Marvel's pretty good. I wouldn't say this is Bucky Barnes shows up, right? Winter Soldier. This is why I'm reading this book, is because Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay. So we're finally getting to everyone.
Yeah, and he has 2 lines of dialogue. So he shows up, and they're just like, "Well, Bucky,
Who
what are
the
you
hell
doing
is
here?"
Bucky?
And they're just like, "Bucky, what are you doing here?" And Bucky says,
Who the hell is
when
Bucky?
you 2 took down a police station in Pennsylvania, I thought it might be good to see what the hell was going on. So I decided to meet you guys right here. And they're just like, "Well, Bucky, you want to come?" And he says, I'm in." And that's all he says in this entire thing. That's it. And then it's just fight scene. It's like, okay, it's good to see Bucky's in, but it feels like he has no reason to be here. What's your what?
That's very interesting dialogue.
I'm
But next time, I pick the toppings. Jalapeno and whatever the heck.
Yeah, last Ronin. Anyways, my last comic that I'll talk about with Drew here, Thor. What you think?
Yeah, I just got back. I didn't even. When you started talking about the Captain America, I was like, I don't know.
Oh, did you guys
Yeah,
talk
no.
about Robin already?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, man.
It's okay.
Thor, what you think, Drew?
Really good. I honestly think. I mean, I hear a lot about Daredevil, but I really think Thor is the strongest book right now. It was a guest artist, different artist, but I really liked it. I hope they stay on.
I thought this was the weakest issue.
Really?
Not much happened. What happened?
Yeah, not a lot happened, but I still enjoyed it. I liked just the whole conversation with him and Jane.
Yeah, it was him
I liked
catching
the
Jane
bit.
up on what's been going on. And then it's him going to Odin, and Odin being like, "Odin, you're a drunk mess," and him being like, "Hell yeah, I am. Where's your hammer?" kind of thing.
What's the deal with Odin? I thought he died or something.
Nah, his wife
He
left him.
retired. He retired. That's why Thor's king.
Who? So in Jason Aaron's run, or
Yeah. It was after War of
Okay.
the Realms. Odin's like, I'm not fit to be king anymore. Thor, you are. So Thor became king, and Odin's just retired, and he's just an alcoholic now. Essentially.
Gotcha.
One day the sun will set on my time as king and rise
Exactly.
upon yours.
So Thor keeps having this dream where Thanos has this like dark gauntlet on, and a Mjolnir with the Infinity Stones kind of jammed in. And now anyone can be worthy to Mjolnir. All you have to do is think, and you can lift it. So Mjolnir has now gone missing too. No one knows where it is, and Thor can't summon it anymore. But he keeps having this dream that Thanos has it. So Thanos at the moment is dealing with things in Eternals, and he doesn't have the hammer. So it seems like he doesn't have it unless Johnny Cates is ignoring continuity. But someone has it, and Thanos is hunting for it. So at the moment, we don't know who has the hammer, and Odin finds out, and he's like pissed. He's like, "What do you mean you don't know where the hammer is?" And even Jane's like, "Thor, don't you think it's concerning that anyone can hold the hammer and you have no idea where it is right now?" So
Just a bit.
yeah, a little bit. So yeah, it's good. It's a setup issue. It's very entertaining in the end, but it is a setup issue, and I think it's just okay. And I think it's gonna get better.
I thought the art was great. I mean, like I said before, like it's like kind of one of those books where you can watch the MCU and just jump right in, because I've never read any Thor comics, so and I feel like I know what's going on for the most part.
Yeah, but you also know the Marvel universe. You know Thanos is.
Right.
You know who Galactus is, who was in the first arc.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know Silver
that's
Surfer. And, like you know these characters. So yeah. But yeah, that's the comics of the week, and that's kind of the episode. So Sean, you kind of joined at the very end.
Yeah, my class went on forever.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it. This episode lasted around an hour 40 minutes, just about. So it's quite the long one in the end. But yeah, we're gonna kind of wrap up there in the end, so I could get editing, because for the audio listeners, they know there's a couple pauses for me to take a sip and whatnot when I was alone. So I'm gonna edit those out on the video here. But yeah, thanks for joining me at the end. This wasn't a lonely podcast after all. And thank you for the listeners for sending in all those questions that I answered before these two joined. But yeah, thanks guys. I usually JD starts the outro.
So like and subscribe. What does he do?
He says like that.
And that's the show. Be sure to give us a thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Every second is a gift.
Oh yeah, and thanks for being a
Goodbye.
hero. Goodbye. Blah.